What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Clams. I'm Will. I'm down here in beautiful Key West. Little bit cloudy today, but that's not bad. So mini season just opened up. I went out, limited out on lobster, but while I was diving, there were a couple of these guys. Hang on. A couple spider crab. So I grabbed them. I was thinking that I could do something kind of cool with them. I love spider crab. If you haven't had spider crab, it is perfectly sweet. The claws on them are big enough that you can get enough meat out of them that they're actually a great catch. People avoid them for some reason, and I don't totally know why. They're starting to catch on. They're called channel clinging crab. They're called Caribbean king crab or spider crab. Now within spider crab, there's something like 10 different species, or I think actually it's like way more than that. But these are our Key West spider crab, and they are, you've probably seen me on the channel do them before. They're delicious. And this is a male, so the way you tell is the apron. And if the apron is skinny and pointed like that, that is a male. And if it would be big and round, that's a female, and that's where she has eggs. So there's no season on these, and I think you're allowed 9 per person. So I grabbed these two. We're gonna do a fun recipe for them, a nice hot summer day recipe. That's what we're gonna do. So let's go.
Okay. Uh-huh. Alright. 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 Cam. Uh-uh. Okay.
Got water coming up to a rolling boil. So I'm gonna add a good amount of sea salt, the juice of half a lemon, and a little bit of vinegar. Normally I use white vinegar, but I have rice vinegar here. Now we'll wait for that salt to dissolve, come back up to a boil, and then we'll put our crab in. back up to a boil. First crab going in. And second crab. All right, these are going to go for 12 minutes, but at 10 minutes, I'm actually going to, at 10 minutes, I'm going to add these guys. They're the legs off of that really big lobster that I got. So we'll be back here in 10 minutes. We're going to add all the legs, and then we're going to pull everything in 2 minutes. So we're going to take our crab and put him straight into an ice bath to stop the cooking. Probably could have used a little bit bigger of a bowl, but that'll work. And all of our lobster legs. Okay, so we're gonna let this completely cool down. Add some ice on top of there. We're gonna let this completely cool down and then pick through all of our crab and set it aside. Alright, so the lobster legs, they're pretty easy to clean. I don't even think we'll need these, but just in case. Come on. Not giving it up. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So there you go. That is cooked properly, so it pops right out. We'll set that aside. I don't know. Pops right out might not be the right terminology for these, but it did come out in one piece. Alright, let's get to the good stuff here. Our crab. So I try to break it off at the top joint there and pull it out slow so that we get all of that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's good. And adding the vinegar helps all of the protein coagulate and congeal, and meaning that it becomes a little bit more sturdy, so it doesn't stick to the outside of the shell there, and that's how you get a big old chunk of crab out that way. Went a little too hard on that one. But each joint, we're going to go through, pick out all the meat there, and then move on to the body. And I'll show you the body in a second. But real quick, just show you the legs. So again, I pulled it out from up high, so that should all come out. Put that aside. And those little pieces of cartilage come out which hold it in place. So it should, and I say should, slide out. There we go. I need to grab a pick to go through all these, which I'm not going to put you guys through. But here, let me real quick. I will show you the body. Man, these guys are not working with me today. There we go. Jeez. Okay, so this is the carapace. Put that aside. Along here are the gills, also called dead man's fingers. Those we don't want. Put those aside. And then the bodies, because I cook them whole, I usually give them a little bit of a rinse. But as you see in here, a bunch of lump meat, and then each one of these chambers has meat inside. So each one of those, if you break them open, has a nice old chunk of crab meat in it. All right, I'm going to get to the tedious task of cleaning these all up. And I'll see you back here. So this is everything inside that body. Well, not everything, but one section. So yeah, it's tedious picking crab, but the end result is absolutely worth it. These crackers from Toadfish are almost too good. Beautiful piece of leg meat. Yeah, if you want to check these out, link is in description of the video, and there's a discount code, but these make this whole process a heck of a lot easier. Almost too easy, you see that? Jeez. Oh, see, don't throw those lobster legs away. Look at that. So I just want to show you something interesting. So both those crabs cook the exact same way, but watch this. See how easy that one came off compared to the other. And then let's see if the leg meat pops out a little bit easier. And I think what it has a lot to do with is where they are in the molting process. Yeah, see? That first crab was making me look bad. But yeah, I wonder how much that, well, not I wonder, I know. I just lived through it. right, we're done picking. Look at that claw. Uh-oh, you see a tiny piece of shell. Got it. But well worth it. And then I have my lobster legs in there as well, just to pad the pot. But this is going to be amazing. It's a pain, but it's worth it. All right, so what I want to make with the crab. Oh, we got Tipsy coming in. Look at that grace.
What's gonna happen there?
What I want to make, because it is so hot down here right now. We've been hitting over 100 degrees heat index for like a month now. Is something that originated in Spain. It's called gazpacho. It is a cold soup. There's no cooking other than the cooking we did for the crab. We just got to blend all the ingredients, get it nice and smooth, chill it down, and we have our cold soup. So let's get started on cutting everything up and blending it together. So the main ingredients of a gazpacho are cucumber and tomatoes, and then a couple other things added in. Usually sherry vinegar or sherry. I have sherry here. And then one thing I'm going to add that is not traditional is a little bit of fish sauce for our salt. Also, big shout out to Vern for sending this over to us. And then the other thing is that I'm going to have to do it in 2 batches because my blender went to the appliance store in the sky and it is no more. So we're using the NutriBullet and we're going to do 2 batches. And because we're blending it, everything is going to be just a rough chop. It doesn't have to be super fine. A little bit of garlic. And with our tomatoes, all I'm doing is cutting out that top there, and same thing, just a rough chop. Jalapeno. Now I am going to take the seeds and the pith out because I want this to be a little bit smooth, and that'll make it kind of chunky and gritty. Even though it'll take away some of the heat, that's okay. And then our cucumber is probably the most labor intensive thing. We're going to peel it and cut it in half. I was gonna say take the seeds out, but that's not even bad, so we're gonna leave it. But if I was just to show you, take the seeds out just with a spoon and one pass like that. Now that I have everything chopped, go with half of our jalapeno, half of our cucumber, half of our tomato. I think you get the idea, half of everything. And now inside here we're going to do a little splash of red wine vinegar, a little bit of our sherry, a couple splashes of fish sauce, a little bit of garlic salt, black pepper. And now normally you would be blending this and you would add, after it's blended, slowly you would add a little bit of olive oil. But because I can't add it as it's blending, we're gonna add a little bit now. And then after it's blended, I'm gonna add a little bit more and blend it again. So there you go. Add a little bit more olive oil and give it another blend. Give this a taste just for seasoning, and then we'll do our second batch. But you see, it's nice and smooth. I'm not going to strain it. I'm not going to put it through anything. That is perfect. Yes, that's good. All right, I'm gonna put this one aside, do our second batch, and then we're gonna get it up into the refrigerator to cool down for at least 20 minutes. All right, this is going up into the fridge, and we're gonna make scallion oil to go on top. Now for scallion oil, pretty straightforward. We're gonna put scallion and oil, blend it. But this we are going to strain. So nothing crazy, just a mesh strainer. And pour that through just to catch any of the large particles of scallion. Also, if you're making sauces or anything like that, invest in a rubber spatula, because all of your work and then to just throw that bit into the sink is pointless. And that's it. So even though it's a cold soup, you're still gonna want bread to soak up all this soup, trust me. So we're gonna make a couple of toast points. So on the bread, I want a little bit of black char, just to add another layer of flavor to our soup. So I'm gonna let these go for a little bit. Okay, yes, that's what I want. Just that little bit of char is gonna add so much flavor when you bite into that. Oh yeah. All right, pull these off. We'll go get our crab and our soup and plate up. So it's important to add that little bit of oil afterwards because it emulsifies, and that's what gives you that super smooth, creamy texture of the soup. Which is very appealing. And then because we caught the crab, we can put as much as we want in there. It's going to be a lot. Along with our lobster leg. Oh, look at that big claw. It's going to sink. It's okay. And I have here my scallion oil. And a little bit of chopped scallion. And our toast points.
Oh, wow. Waterside service. Get used to this.
Hang on, let me get mine. Hold on, don't eat
Can't
yet.
make any promises.
Well, you can't burn your mouth.
Hey, I like that. This was made for me.
Yeah.
It smells fantastic, I can say that.
All right.
Can I go in?
Yeah. Always. Oh.
That was the cool one.
All right, I'm digging in. If you couldn't tell by my shirt, it's so hot, and that's why the idea of making soup. No way. Oh man, it's good.
It's spectacular.
It's good.
So I'm gonna level with you. I've never had gazpacho in my entire life, so I have nothing to base it on. But Wow. It's like creamy. It's got a little bit of a bite. Like as far as like flavors, like you can tastes like there's bell pepper in there.
Does it cover the crab? Or does it go well with the crab?
I didn't have any crab.
Uh-oh. Well, that's a lobster leg.
Well, might as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in on the crab as well.
Not at all. It's perfect. I hate using that word, but it's perfect. It's so refreshing. It's almost like ceviche soup.
Yeah.
Like it's refreshing like ceviche, but it's like textured like soup.
Yeah. It's the Spanish had it figured out for hot
fantastic.
days. All right. We're gonna eat this, taking our view of the canal. Our mouths are gonna take a vacation to Basque Country. We're just having an afternoon.
Just simpler times.
It was a successful mini season, and I will say this: it's going to be a while before I clean a spider crab again. It is so much work. It's worth it, but my gosh, it's so much
They're
work.
labor intensive.
But you could do this with shrimp. You could do this any kind of lobster, prawn, anything delicate that you put on the top of this would be amazing. All right, we'll see you on the next one.
Later.
Wow.